a lot of people fall in this trap where they're just, they want to jump on something new, and when they get on something new, bad shit happens. So here. Hey there, Coach Devin here. All right, let's have a hard conversation. It is time to talk about why, when things start to go well, you screw it up, and next thing you know, everything falls off the rails and you're back to square one. All right. It happens lots of times in my industry. Okay. So say you're 80 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is overweight, 20 pounds overweight, doesn't matter what the weight is. And you come to me and you're like, Devin, I need some help. And I'm like, listen, I can help you. So here's what I'm going to do food-wise for you. This is what I'm going to do workout-wise for you. Got it all planned out. And you start. And, 8 weeks in, you're seeing great results. You're like, shit, I have not weighed this much since high school. It's incredible. I feel awesome. And 12 weeks in, 14 weeks in, 16 weeks in, you feel awesome. And then invariably, what happens is something comes along that you try that you haven't done before. So a good example would be running, right? Say you're someone who's never really run before. You've always been heavy, uncomfortable with running, or it's yoga or something, right? It doesn't matter what it is. There's always something, a sport. And you're like, wow, I can do that now. How cool is that? And you become enamored. And what happens is when you become enamored, then you start to do more and more of that and less of what worked for you. So suddenly you're running once a week. You're like, oh, this is awesome. So you start running twice a week. I'm using running as an example. I'm not picking on runners. It could be anything, yoga, whatever. Run twice a week, run 3 times a week, run 4. And next thing you know, you're doing it a lot because it's cool and it's new and you've got the shiny object syndrome. Now, what shiny object syndrome is, for those of you who don't know, business owners have a problem with shiny object syndrome, is you find something new that's kind of cool. And you're like, oh, I'm done with the stuff I was doing before. I want the shiny object shit. That's what really is my passion. People sometimes don't realize that their passion is not what they think it is, and they get excited. So that's shiny object syndrome. You find something new, you're like, there it is. I love it. I'm going to do it forever. Great. So you're going to do that forever. Well, what happens is the program that I set up for you, which is working, and the food plan I set up for you, which is working. Now you're going to stop the program and probably maybe stop the food plan. Some people stick with the food plan. But for the most part, they stop the program for sure because they're like, I have something new and it speaks to me. It touches my soul. I love it. It's, I connect with myself and now I can run. I've never run before in my life. I've had this happen with lots of clients. Too many probably to count, and it sucks because what happens invariably every freaking time, they get so enamored with the shiny object syndrome that they're into it and then they start to backslide. And they're backsliding, they start to gain weight again. They start to feel kind of shitty again. And when they start to feel bad about themselves again, they start to deal with it by eating food. And next thing you know, they're eating food and it's not good for them. And they start to gain more weight. And guess what? The backslide begins. I've had clients lose almost or well over 100 pounds and gain it all back because of shiny object syndrome. Because you're looking for something new that's cool and funky. Like running, like yoga, whatever it happens to be, bocce ball, I don't know what it happens to be, doesn't really matter. Whatever it is that you were soon enamored of, there it is, and you're in it. And the problem what happens is you forget the shit that was working for you. You forget that, hey, that was working for me, I'm going to continue doing it. You fall off that, you're not doing it anymore. This is the old saying, and I said from a football coach I had, you dance with who brought you, right? Or another one is, if you got a big gun, shoot it, right? Dance with who brought you is my favorite because do the shit that got you there, okay? You don't go to a dance and you brought this attractive partner, male, female, whatever. You brought this attractive partner and then you drop them for somebody else at the dance. That's a dick thing to do, male or female. You're being an ass. You don't do that stuff. You dance with who brought you. Do the shit that works and continue doing it because it works. That's why you do it. And like I've said, I've seen a lot of people fall in this trap where they're just, they want to jump on something new. And when they get on something new, bad shit happens. So here's the deal. You can do anything in fitness, yoga, running, whatever you want to do, bocce ball, whatever the thing you happen to want to do, you can do it. But it can't be your fitness goal. If you want to be lean, you have to lift weights. If you want to be lean, you have to eat better. If you give up either of those things, if you want to be lean, you got to do a little bit of cardio. If you don't do those things, guess what happens? You will backslide, all the weight will come back. Happens. I've seen it happen a lot. And it breaks my freaking heart every time it does, because it pisses me off. Honestly, it makes me mad, because I'm like, come on now. We did this. We figured this out. We cracked the code. You're the lightest you've ever been since high school, and then you tank it. Don't be that person. Just because something is new, yes, it's fun to do it. But stick with the stuff that works. Dance with who brought you. That is what is always going to get you results in the end of the day. If you have comments, questions, things you want me to talk about, questions about who to dance with, message me, write them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Have yourself an amazing day, everybody. Don't fight the awesome.